Hey everybody, Mr. John here, with our midweek review. As you can see, I'm sitting here by the Christmas tree. I'm actually taking it down. We got to get ready for the new year. Got to get ready for when the kids come in and we can start teaching again. And after the new year, you don't want to be celebrating your new year off with a Christmas tree up, speaking about things that aren't Christmas. So I got to get the room all ready. So this kind of reminds me of the story we heard in our Sunday lesson. This story is about two women. One's named Mary and the other's named Martha. And I would love to read from Luke 10, verses 38 through 42. I'm going to read that now. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." So, Martha is one of those people that loves to be prepared. She loves things in order. If you just these few verses, I kind of see that in her. She loves things in its place. Things have to be in order, and it has to be done right. That's just Martha as I read it in this verse. She's the one that sits there. She's like your mom when you got company coming over and your mom is saying, "Listen, you better go in and straighten up your room and get it all straightened up because nobody wants to see that wreck that you got called a bedroom, okay? Get it cleaned up." Now, we've all heard that, right? She's the one that prepares and makes sure things in order. Like, she's the one that makes the breakfast burritos, and she's the one that makes the bagel bites, and she's the one that does all the cooking and makes sure you have this nice tray of food when people come in. And Mary, on the other hand, when she comes in and Jesus is there speaking with the group of men, sits down at Jesus' feet. Now, I'm going to say that this was unusual at the time because women were supposed to be more like Martha. They were supposed to serve the men. Mary wasn't supposed to be sitting there listening to Jesus speak in a room full of men. And Martha knew this and got upset. Said, "Listen, Martha's not pulling her weight. She's not doing her share. She needs to get up. Listen, I've got dishes back there. The bagel bites almost burnt because I was doing this over there and I couldn't get them out of the oven in time." Now, I don't know if they had bagel bites at the time, but had something cooking, I'm sure. But Mary stayed there and listened to what Jesus had to say. So Martha, thinking, okay, I'm going to get somebody else's opinion on this and to prove that I'm kind of right in what I'm saying here. So she goes to none other than Jesus. Jesus, Mary ain't giving me, she's not helping me at all. I'm stuck in the back by myself. I'm sweeping up the floor. I'm pouring drinks for everybody, and I'm making the bagel bites and everything. And Mary's just sitting here listening to you. Jesus looks at Martha, and I wonder his reaction to it. I know he did it in a loving way, but he was like going, "Listen, I'm here for a short time, and I'm speaking about how you can get to heaven, how you can get to God. Listen, she's listening and learning from me, and this is important. I think Mary can help you another time, but I think it's wise and important that she listened to me." I think Martha, there's a lot of people like Martha. Did Martha do anything wrong? I would say no. she was doing what was normal at the time. She was cleaning, she was cooking, she was pouring water and drinks for the men in the room. And she expected Mary to react the exact same way because that was the way at the time. Now Mary, was she wrong? Was she because she didn't help? She was sitting there listening to Jesus. Was she wrong? Well, of course not. We know she wasn't wrong because Jesus is telling her she's not wrong. She should be listening to her. So neither one are really wrong in this point. But I think what it is we've got to look at ourselves sometimes. Sometimes we get in such franticness and such worry about things that we don't put God first. Sometimes we can sit there like we get worried over COVID so much that we don't think to ask God to help us through COVID. We are more in a panic state than we are into an asking of Jesus to help us and to get us through this time. So I think this has a great message for us in our priorities sometimes. Like, listen, if the kids came in and this tree was here, it might be a little embarrassing for me because I didn't get it cleaned up in time, but it's not going to be the end-all be-all. It's not going to be devastating to the class if the Christmas tree is still up. If this thing was up in August, it still wouldn't be devastating to the group. It may make me look a little lazy, but listen, I think it's more important that we are talking about Jesus in this room. We are reflecting on what he can do for us and paving a way for us to get to heaven. So guys, I'm going to give you our verse for the day here in a second, and I'm going to give you a challenge. But guys, I just want to say, hey, I hope 2021 is a great year for you. I hope you are blessed. I hope you find Jesus in everything you do. You can see him in everything you do. And that's my prayer for you guys this year, is that you see Jesus in everything. So we'll see you again next week. Hope you have a great year. Toodles. Our verse for this week is Psalms 119, 105. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. So hey guys, I'm back again, Mr. John here, to give you a challenge. Hey, maybe you can be a little bit like Martha and a little bit like Mary. This week, I want you to clean your room without being asked. And then I want you to ask your mom or dad if they ever cleaned their room for their parents without being asked. So I want you to sit there and be like Martha and clean your room, but I want you to be like Mary too and ask your parents and listen to what they have to say. Easy enough? Have a great week. Bye.